At this point, I would like to invite to the podium our Honorable Congresswoman from the 3rd District of Connecticut, a longtime supporter of our community, 28 years of service. She's the Dean of the Connecticut Congressional Delegation, and you don't get elected for 28 years of service without showing concrete positive results. She is not actively involved in defense matters. Her charter is more in the area of social policy, education, healthcare, equal rights for women, for example. She's been an advocate for a minimum wage, for equal pay for men and women. And just recently, last week, she was honored by Yale University. Yale confers an award every year for distinguished public service. It's called the Chubb Fellow Award. And this is an award that is presented in the past to presidents, to Supreme Court justices, and other very distinguished public servants. So Congresswoman DeLauro received this Chubb Fellowship, and she spoke at Yale, where she was really very well received and supported for her work. And we would like to present her at the beginning here, and hopefully she can say a few words, but we would like to present her with an award for her distinguished service and for her support of our community and for her support of Ukraine. So I call upon our Commander, Igor, to present this award to Congresswoman Rosa DeLauro.
Commander, thank you very, very much. I really feel so very much at home in this room. I feel as if I'm with friends, but more than that, with family. And I just am so honored to be here this evening. And I recognize all in a special recognition to your keynote speaker tonight, Dr. Carver, and someone who it's really what a joy to listen to you. I wasn't here for the beginning, but for a good portion of your remarks, Dr. Carver, and that you have what a distinguished career, and whether it is as a military strategist or a tactician or in combat, in the diplomatic corps, advisor to presidents and to generals. Thank you very, very much for the very powerful words that you presented to all of us tonight about what is at stake. What is at stake? What is the history has been, where we need to go in the future, and what role the United States must play with regard to Ukraine. So I thank you very, very, very much. I also want to say to someone who really has become like a brother to me, and that is Myron Melnick, who has really, I have leaned on your experience and your expertise over the years to really understand the heart, the soul, and the humanity of Ukraine and the Ukrainian people. So I am so, so grateful to the advice that you have provided for me and for my staff over the years. And I think you know, I know you've always had my back, and I hope you know that I always have yours and the back of the Ukrainian community. Thank you. I am so honored to be a part of the 72nd Annual UAV Convention. And you all know this, but it bears repeating from me. UAV was founded in what was a hard-won peace following 2 world wars. And I have great admiration for your organization. You and the organization have forged what you have forged through military service to the United States, united through a shared Ukrainian heritage and dedicated to service to our communities. You promote the welfare and the patriotism of your members, and you serve our country, and most importantly, you serve our veterans. I'm so honored to be receiving this recognition, and I take it not as a reward for any past accomplishment, but as a call to keep working, to keep fighting on your behalf. And we can't make many promises in the business that I am in, but I can promise you my commitment to the cause of Ukraine. I can promise. At the outset, I want to reiterate a commitment that my colleagues and I share, and that includes Senators Blumenthal, Senator Murphy, my colleague Congressman Courtney. We are committed to supporting the people of Ukraine. And for years, I have worked very closely on Ukraine and with this community to be able to provide, Dr. Carver, offensive weapons and to aid Ukraine in its fight to defend its home, its families, and its democracy from illegal Russian aggression. I will say what I'm saying next, but I will not go into any details. We learned that money was being held up. We heard testimony from a Ukrainian American Purple Heart recipient who confirmed alarming details about why that money was being held up. Again, I will not go into any details, but when we heard it, that it was being held up, we worked to find out why. And Myron and Carl know it here because we didn't know why the money was being held up. And we went forward to try to find that out. Our commitment to the people of Ukraine is resolute. Their defense is pivotal. And my commitment to Ukrainian veterans has never, ever flagged. In the House of Representatives, I am a member of the Congressional Ukrainian Caucus. I have traveled to Ukraine. I have spoken to leaders of this community here in our own district. And I believe there is more that the United States needs to be doing to help. I have supported sanctions against those aiding and abetting Vladimir Putin's illegal war in Ukraine's east. I have worked with the researchers at Yale University and on the ground in Ukraine to support mental health care for Ukrainian families and children who are caught in the crosshairs. We work to try to set up a comparable Veterans Administration in Ukraine. I have been a proponent of enduring medical and non-medical care that is covered for Ukrainian soldiers being treated here in the United States. The DoD program, Department of Defense program, we got to stop using the acronyms. The Department of Defense program has been in place since 2015. But for a time, the department did not provide financial support for the type of transportation, lodging, meals, translators, and other expenses necessary to make that program a reality for these soldiers. So my colleagues and I in the Congress got to work. We passed into law legislation that would allow for those expenses to be in the 2018 National Defense Authorization Act. We have continued to press, and right now we have 10 severely injured Ukrainian soldiers who had been already identified as eligible for receiving medical treatment in the United States. They've been turned away because of, quote, a lack of funding. So last month we sent a letter to the Department of Defense demanding answers and action. We are now awaiting, they told us that we would have a response in November. Rest assured, we will just not wait silently for that response, but we will be badgering them every single day for a positive response to this issue. December will mark 29 years since the people of Ukraine cast a resounding vote for independence. But that very independence is under attack today. Their fight has not waned, so neither can our support. Your fight is our fight. And as you've heard today, tonight, that we need to respond as the United States in kind to the support that we have received from Ukraine and its commitment to the United States. We owe you and Ukraine no less, but only more in what you have given to all of us. I cannot tell you what this award and this citation means to me tonight, and for your welcoming me into your families, to your hearts, and to your homes. And I would just say to you, I told you, we cannot promise everything, and we are foolish as members of the Congress to do that. But I can only talk to you about my commitment, which is steadfast, ever, and will not wane over the next several years, so that we can, as you reconstruct, we can rearm, we can participate with you of pushing back those forces of oppression that we know so much about and who have held so many people captive and in slavery. God bless you for what you are doing. I stand with you.